Here we go. Hello, fellow plant lovers. Mike's Greenhouse here. Sorry I'm late, or was late. Here now. I've had a very, very long day today, doing quite a lot. And the reason why I was late is because about half an hour ago, I had a load of wood chippings dropped off for me. And then about 10-20 minutes ago, I had a load of topsoil dropped off for me as well. I've also built a raised bed today, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the live stream. But I haven't properly set up at all yet. We've already got 3 people in here. But yeah, so I am very sorry I'm late. I'm doing very well, Leroy Davis. How about you? I'm completely exhausted, but I'm doing well. I've had a very, I've achieved a lot this weekend. Yesterday I built a raised bed. Today I built an even bigger raised bed. Yesterday's one was to plant all of the plants now from the seeds that Monty from My Family Garden gave me, and that took me quite a while to do. Building it was easy because it was only 2 planks of wood high. It was quite a small one, similar height to the green one I have. But the one I've built today is 4 wooden planks high, and it's a lot wider as well because, it's a square. So yeah, that's taken me all day to build, and I've just started filling it up in the hugelkultur method. So about an hour ago, I started putting stuff in it. Actually, no, probably like 2 hours ago now. I put all the logs in, and then obviously I needed some wood chips. So I got those, which is another reason why I'm late. So I got the wood chips, put them in because you have to fill the gaps between the logs. Hello, Ben. Ben just messaged me. Hello, Ben. So that took a while. Then once I got all that in, I had to move the rest of the wood chips because they were in our drive. I had to move them out of the drive into my little garden area. So did that. Then I went to the bottom of the garden and got some. No, I didn't actually. I went up to our stables and got some very well rotted horse manure, which was full of worms. So hopefully I'll have plenty of worms in my, I will have plenty of worms in my soil from the get-go, which is very good. And then I got some grass clippings from the bottom of the garden, which will make the soil nice and loamy. And I've just had the topsoil, which I haven't had a chance to actually put onto the bed because I realized I was running late. So again, I just sort of moved that out of the drive and ran in here as quick as I could to start the live. So Leroy Davis is saying he got his first win in Fortnite, just telling his team where they were. You did completely nothing. Well, you still contributed. Hello, Sarah D. So what has everybody been doing in their gardens then? What I Grow NL Allotment is here. Hello, thank you very much for coming along. So the things that I planted in the first raised bed I built, dragon tongue beans, Bangladeshi beans, some Bangla Cody bottle gourd, I think they're called. These are all from Monty, by the way, from My Family Garden. Some pumpkins, and there was another type of gourd, I can't quite remember the name of it. And there's a few other things that haven't germinated yet. So once they germinate, they'll probably go into that raised bed as well. And as for the new one, I have no idea what I'm going to put in that yet. I'm planning on putting some tomato plants in there purely because I have loads still. But other than that, I really don't know what to put in it. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'd be more than willing to hear them. Because I've sort of run out of ideas to grow things now. You know, I've got all the space today, but I do not know what to grow in it. So. And sorry about the lighting. I need to get some thicker curtains, I think, because this happens every live stream now. And I've sort of messed up my window a bit now, so it doesn't shut properly. Well, I've not messed it up personally, but it's broken so that it doesn't shut properly. So I can't jam anything or like put anything in it to stop it from stop the light going through. So what I grow in an allotment is saying cabbage or kale. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I do have 3 greyhound cabbages just in 9cm pots at the minute because I haven't had anywhere to put them. So that's a good idea. I could plant them in there. The bed, at a guess, I'm going to say it's about 1.40 m by 1.40 m ish. Yeah, it's quite a big bed. Yeah, I'll say it's no bigger than 1.40 m by 1.40 m. But it's probably a bit smaller than that. But it is a really good size, and because it's 4 planks high, I can grow most things. Yeah, it's big enough. Yeah. It's the biggest raised bed I've ever had, and the widest, because before then I just had the little green raised bed out there, and that was about, I think it was like 50 centimeters wide. So this one is massive compared to that, and I've moved my greenhouse frame out as well. It'd been in the way for ages. I hadn't really needed it, so I moved that out yesterday. I think it was yesterday. No, actually, I think it was Friday that I moved that. So I took that out, moved up by my chicken pen basically, and moved all of the plants around. So currently, the bit where my greenhouse frame has the 2 new raised beds in, and it also has loads and loads of spare planks, because I think I took apart 4 pallets, 2 yesterday, 2 today, and I've built 2 raised beds out of that, and I've still got loads more pallet wood. So I should be good for any little projects now I want to do. So I'm thinking, still just thinking, but I might build a compost bed thing just to give it a go. But I won't build a very big one. And it will probably be a wooden frame with chicken wire going around the outside, just so it gets plenty of air then. I don't think I'll go for the pallet version of that, because I don't have enough room for one like that. So we've already got 8 people. Well, the numbers are going up and down. We had 8 people, now we're on 4. I shouldn't have said anything. So I've also planted out some sweet corn, and that's just sort of getting established in the soil. Hopefully they'll start growing very soon. I've given them a good feed today, so fingers crossed. What's that? It's weird. Just had a pop up. So fingers crossed they'll provide something for me. Nick's allotment diary. Hi Mike, how are you doing today? I'm doing very good, thanks, Nick. I was just saying I've obviously built the raised beds and stuff today and yesterday. Has anybody else been doing anything interesting in their gardens at all? I'm really sorry about the lighting issues. There's nothing I can do to fix it now either. There we go. That seems to be a bit better, I hope. Let me see if I can wedge my curtain in a little bit. Stop. There we go. That's a bit better. Oh, so Nick's allotment diary is saying that he's been picking fruit at the allotment today. That's another thing is I need to get some fruit bushes. I've got, I think they're like a type of plum. They're like a patio pot plum. I bought 3 of them last year from B&Q. They're all half price. I haven't done anything with them yet, but that might be something I can do is pop them up at some point, because it'd be nice to have some more fruit, because all of the cherries are now gone. They were horrible. Still, no, it didn't work at all, did it? I thought I'd fixed it then for a second. But basically, the cherries were horrible. They were really, really sour. So I thought I'd give them some more time. I was trying a cherry every couple of days. But in the end, the birds got them and they were still horrible. So I've been beaten this year by the cherry. Perhaps it's just because I put it in the winter. Perhaps it was just trying to get established and it couldn't, form nice fruit and establish at the same time, because I have been told that there were some really nice cherries coming from that plant before I had it. So, or perhaps it's just me. What I grow in an allotment is saying pulling bindweed. Yeah, I need to do that soon. It's sort of taking over my actually no, it was taking over my greenhouse, but now I've got the weed suppressant membrane stuff that sort of fixed that problem. But it has unfortunately managed to get outside from the greenhouse. So that's going to be my mission in a few days, in my summer holidays, is to try and clear that up. Nick's allotment diary is saying black currants, red currants, and blueberry. Oh, very nice. And gooseberries. So Sarah's asking Nick if he makes any jams. Nick's allotment diary is saying Sarah D. He's made jam in the past, but not so far this year. Okay. So has anybody been growing anything interesting then lately? I think my most interesting thing, it's not really that interesting. I don't even know the name of it actually. It's a Chinese plant, not very specific. It's a Chinese plant. It's supposed to be really good for herbal in like herbal teas. It's really good. It's called the herb of the immortals or something. In Chinese culture, it's believed to give you all sorts of health benefits. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. And I bought it from a garden centre near me for about £1.50. It was only a little plant, and I planted it outside a couple months ago next to my wire fence, and in the hopes that it would climb up my wire fence, and it has done that. So I'm really happy about that, because it is growing really, really well. So I've got a bit of a question for any gardeners in here. I've got some topsoil, obviously. Do you recommend that I mix in some bone meal and fish blood and bone, and that that type of thing, fertilizers and stuff, and put that on top of my raised bed instead of compost, in the hopes that it will save me a bit of money. And then perhaps I put a couple grow bags on top, just so that the plants have got a little bit of something. I don't know if that would work or not. I assume it would. Because the beds that I've made, well, the first one, it was sort of a hugelkultur bed. I put cardboard down, and then I didn't have any. Well, I did, but I didn't get any branches or anything like that. I actually used some hot max, which is compressed sawdust, basically, that we had on our patio. The rain had gotten into the first half of it, and it had just gone to sawdust. So I sort of scooped all that out and put that in the bottom. And then I did put a few small sticks and things like that in. And then I put horse manure on top, which was again full of worms, some grass clippings, and then 2 bags of compost and 2 grow bags on top of that. And then obviously today I planted stuff in it. I didn't finish the raised bed today, but I will after the live stream. I think I'll go back out there and try and finish it. It'd be nice to have that finished when I come home from school tomorrow. I'll be able to just go out there and plant some things in it. So Nick's saying it sounds like a good idea, but the compost is very expensive. Yeah, because we've got the shop, we do actually sell compost in it, so I can get it a little bit cheaper, but even then it is expensive. So if I can use topsoil, which you said was a good idea, I will, because it will save me quite a lot of money. I've also found what polytunnel cover I want to get now. It is, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a green cover. It's supposed to mimic like shaded conditions for plants that like shade. And I'm not just going to be growing plants that like shade in it, but because of where it's going to be in the middle of a field, basically, so it's going to get a lot of sunlight, and it would get really, really hot. So and I'd have to put shading inside of the green, inside of the polytunnel. So I thought, if I get this stuff that's already shaded, it saves me having to do that each year, and hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler in there. So Nick's allotment diary saying, still at school, when do you break up? Wednesday. And I can't wait, because then I'll have, well, pretty much every day I'll either be in the greenhouse doing something, or hopefully doing a little bit of tractor work as well. And I'm going to record some of that now, and some other farmy bits here and there. Yeah, my school's breaking up a lot later, because Jim Bob from Jim Bob's Greenhouse Adventures, he broke up, I think it was last Friday as well, and then he's gone on holiday to France this week. And he was saying, oh, haha, I'm on holiday before you. I said, yeah, but when I'm still on holiday, you'll be in school. But yeah, so he's already started his, and he's making the most of it. I've been just sort of planning what I'm going to do. I'm really sorry about the lighting. I'm going to try and have to get some thicker curtains very soon if I'm going to carry on doing live streams in there. I think it will improve a little bit once it gets, well, it does improve when it gets darker, but obviously being summer takes a while. Also, just a quick question really for everybody who's here. What sort of videos would you like to see from my channel? Because obviously I've got like the animal videos, like the dogs and the cats and stuff, and then garden tours, tutorials. What sort of things would you like to see on the channel? Because I don't want to make stuff that nobody wants to watch. Because I've sort of stopped doing the chicken videos for a minute, only because I noticed they weren't quite getting as many views. So obviously I stop doing that. I'll do a few more, like, you know, here and there. I think it's just on my computer then, because my computer's making it look like you can't really see my face at all. Just like a white sheet, basically, is all you can see. It's weird because my computer is showing me a really, really bad picture, but when I look at the live streams after I've finished, it doesn't look that bad. Because on my computer, it's all grainy and you can't read any of the books and stuff, or you can't read any of the titles of the books because it's just so bright. But I've just turned my phone on and I've got it playing on that, and actually it doesn't look that bad. So it's just my computer, I think. Turn the little cactus light on. And this one, I don't know why I bother turning this one on. It's literally just an orange light. So you like tours? So Nick's a lot more saying he likes tours and he would like to see the farm. Okay, thank you, Nick. Yeah, I appreciate that. So something a bit weird's been happening with my channel lately. I'll upload a video, and it will get to, I don't know, 70 to 100 views, say. Although I have done the Scythian Show ones. I think number 2 of the Scythian Show series got 190 views or something. And then after a couple days, the views on that disappeared completely, and it was on like 53. And they don't come back, which is a bit odd. If anybody knows what that could be, please let me know. Right. So we've been going for 23 minutes now. We've got 4 people here and 7 likes. Another plan I've got, which will be coming relatively soon, is 2 seconds. So what I grow NL allotment is saying I like animals, but I hardly watch any of those videos. Sorry about that, but I do like the gardening videos, and yes, include a bit of farm. Okay, yeah. Don't worry, obviously, if you don't watch the videos, because it's fair enough. You can't watch every video, but I do appreciate the you coming along here today and stuff. No, they're not showing on the analytics, or well, they'll show on the analytics and the video, and then they'll appear off the video and they'll appear off the analytics. It's really weird. But actually, me and Monty were talking last night, and we think it could possibly be bots, but I don't know if anybody else would know about that at all. But he said, if you get botted, that sometimes it can just, YouTube will remove your views. But obviously, I'm not entirely sure. So if anybody does know about that, please let me know. It is really, really weird. So, bit of a Dojo. Thank you very much for coming along. How are you? Yeah, well, Liz Zora by the farm, she lost her monetization, according to My Family Garden. She lost her monetization about a year ago due to bots. So Well, botted, basically, it's when I'm not really sure. Well, Monty sent me a message sort of describing it. I'll see if I can find it in a moment. I think from what I've gathered, it's basically like these bots, or robots, basically. They sort of go onto your video and keep like watching it over and over again. Monty gave, he said somewhere where it was. So yeah, so they just watch the video over and over, and obviously, like I said, Liz Zorab lost her monetization about a year ago, and she hasn't got it back. And Monty was botted yesterday, but we think it was all right now because he gained about 200 or 300 subscribers views on a video in about an hour, and then it sort of stopped after that. So hopefully it is all right. Yeah, that's basically what botting is. They just watch the same video over and over and over and over again. Rachel Jane's Allotment is here. Hello. Thank you very much for coming along. So for everybody who's coming in again, I'll sort of say it again. Yesterday I built a raised bed, which was my own take on hugel culture. And today I built a raised bed, which was a proper hugel culture bed. Is there anything that anybody would recommend or suggest planting into the raised bed? I'm going to leave it a day or two just to settle the soil and stuff so I can add more to it. I haven't actually added any soil onto it yet, but I've done the logs, wood chip, horse manure, and then the grass clippings. I just haven't had enough time to add any topsoil on because I didn't want to be late for the live stream, and I already was about 10 minutes late. So how is everybody then? It's just coming in. What's everybody been up to? So I've got some really good footage of me tearing apart pallets today with a sledgehammer. And no, I didn't record it yesterday, but I got some really good footage of me tearing apart pallets with a sledgehammer. It was very, very fun, I have to admit. Hard work, though, obviously, in the sun. It's not very nice, get really hot really easily. But I have to admit, I did really enjoy tearing apart the pallets. So Dojo's allotment specialist is saying in YouTube, views would be the botted part, in which views are unfairly raised because it is a computer program watching your video and not an actual person. So there you go. That's a brilliant definition of botting there from Dojo. So thank you, Dojo. Barbara's allotment is here. Hello. Thank you very much for coming along. How are you? So a bit of a question again here. Obviously, I asked any plants anybody recommends putting in a raised bed that I've got. It's just, well, it's under 1.4 meters squared. Well, about 1.4 meters squared. I've already got 3 greyhound cabbages that I'm going to be planting in there, and I'm probably going to plant some tomatoes in there because I have so many. But are there any other plants anybody suggests putting in there? It can be something really common or something a bit unusual. Which reminds me, speaking of unusual things, something I'm going to try and get very soon is those Egyptian walking onions, or some people might know them as flying onions. I'm going to build a little raised bed, probably. Well, I'm not too sure on the dimensions of it, but I'm going to build a little raised bed, and I'm going to dedicate that one to the walking onions, because we go through onions very quickly. So if I could have something that's just sort of constantly making new onions, even if it is a slow process, if it's just constantly making new onions for me, it would be good. Oh, that's another thing that I can plant in the raised bed. I've got some onion seedlings and some leek seedlings, which I sowed probably back at Christmas, and they're now sort of like this sort of height. So I'll plant those in it as well. Right, here we go. So Dojo's allotment specialist is saying cauliflowers. Rachel Jane's allotment saying if you're putting tomatoes in, put in basil. Okay, thank you. I will remember that. Nick's allotment diary saying purple sprouting broccoli will grow over winter and give you an early spring crop. Thank you, Nick. I'm going to get a piece of paper in a second and sort of write all those down. On my wardrobe, currently I've got 2 pieces of paper which are full of different ideas and stuff for YouTube videos, because one of my main problems is running out of inspirations and ideas for new YouTube videos, which is why sometimes I'll be uploading nearly daily. Like this week, I've uploaded pretty much daily. I think yesterday was the only day this week I haven't uploaded, and that was because I was going to do a live stream, but I didn't in the end. But then other times it will be maybe once a week or a couple times a week, because I haven't got as many ideas. So I've got 2 pieces of paper, one for ideas and one for just like ways to grow my channel, sort of reminders of things to do, really. Because sometimes I'm just too busy with other things. I forget to record. So I'm sort of keeping a bit, it's a diary, but it's a more of like a list of things to do and to record while I'm doing them. Yeah, it's difficult to keep ideas, because I want to upload as frequently as possible. And if I can't upload, then I'll try and do a live stream. But sometimes I just cannot do a live stream, and sometimes I just don't have any ideas for videos. Because to be honest with you, I do really enjoy making these live streams, and if it wasn't for the fact that I'd have nothing to talk about, I would probably make one of these every day, because I do really enjoy making them. But yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to take a break from YouTube, because that could kill my channel as well. Right, so just a bit of a question then for the cauliflowers and the purple sprouting broccoli. Would I be able to grow them from seed now, do you think? And also, how much sunlight do they need? Because if I sort of draw a bit of a diagram of my, well, not really a diagram, but a bit of a sort of plan of my raised beds that I need to fill. So I've got, this is, oh, you're not going to be able to see it, are you? Oh no. Right, I'll get a marker pen, do it in marker. Just to sort of give you an idea, the space that I'm working with. So this is a rough sort of plan of the raised beds. So this is the newest one, and sorry for my appalling drawings. So this one over here is mostly full, and this one is got on the back, it's got a lot of the runner beans and the gourds from Monty, and at the front it's got some pumpkins, in the idea that they sort of grow, you know, like that way. But in the middle there's nothing, and this bed currently is completely empty. So I basically need some ideas for this bed. The sun comes towards the bed from this sort of direction and this sort of direction. There is a house here and a wall here, but they're both painted white, so they do get a decent bit of light. Where should I put the broccoli, and where should I put the leeks and things like that? Sorry for overcomplicating that, but so purple sprouting broccoli can be grown from seed now. Thank you, Nick. In fact, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go find my. Well, I say find. I know where they are. I'm going to go pick out my seeds, which are just here, and I can do it on the live stream. Right. There we go. Oh, spinach is another one. Might grow a few bits of spinach. And then I got little gem lettuce can be sown now. Some carrots. Ooh. Has anybody grown these? Would you recommend them if anybody has grown these? Because these can be sown now as well. I think they're called, they're climbing bean Lorhild. Sorry for completely massacring that. Okay, so broccoli at the back because it grows pretty tall. Okay. So, so I have the broccoli against the wall then. And because I can't have it here because this is where the sun comes from. So if I plant them along here, would I plant leeks next to that then here, and like tomato plants, leeks, beans and stuff like that? Oh, so you have purple beans growing. Have you harvested any? You know, would you recommend them for taste? Sorrel is another one. I'll think about sorrel, not laurel. And beetroot. I suppose I could sow some beetroot. Right, cauliflower. Here we go. This is the variety of cauliflower that I have. It is Romanesco Natalino. Some parsnips and some more beetroot. All right. So how are you growing your beans then? Rachel Jane's allotment. Do you do like the A-frame bean thing where you got like bamboo like that, or do you just have some netting? How do you grow your beans? Then I got like about 1,000 pumpkin seeds in here. Loads of bean seeds in here. God, bean seeds everywhere. Oh, up an archway. Yeah, look at all these beans. They're really... Somebody gave me... You know, I'll just get a handful out, it's easier. Somebody gave me all of the... Well, not all of those. There is loads of beans in there. I guess I'd say maybe 200. So I might plant some more beans then. And I've got some early purple sprout. Oh, too late to sow this. About right. Definitely the cauliflower. Definitely the lettuce. Most likely the carrots. Not sure about the rest of these. Actually, I will grow some beetroot. Yeah, this is the greyhound cabbage I was talking about. So Rachel Jones Allotment saying she's going to be sowing some more French beans tomorrow. Sounds good. Actually, I can sow these now, so perhaps I'll sow a few more. And then I think that's it really for stuff I can sow now. That's a shame because all of these are going to be going out of date. And yeah, everything in here is going to go out of date, which is a shame. So I'll have to try and use them up, next year. Is Nick going? All right. Thank you very much for coming along, Nick. Really appreciate you coming along and hearing me talk about nothing for for ages. So thank you very much. Now I've decided what I'm going to be growing in the raised bed. Oh no. Oh, I've had a beetroot seed leak. It's gone everywhere. Does anybody know what germination rates are like for beetroot? If I want, I don't know, maybe 10 or so plants, how many seeds should I sow? I suppose if I do 20, that gives them a decent chance then. So what's everybody else growing in their raised beds then, just out of curiosity? Frank Coldwell is here. Hello, thank you very much for coming along. I'm sure I do this every live stream. I'm sure I get my seeds out every single live stream. So Rachel Jones Allotment is saying multi-sow your 10 pots or cells with beetroot. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Dojo's Allotment Specialist is saying he has chard and peppers in his new bed. That's another thing. I've got some peppers and some celery. I might plant out some peppers and celery as well. Would peppers be all right if I was sort of plant them out now? They're, I don't know, maybe sort of like this high at the minute. Would they make it, or are they likely to freeze? I don't know. They'll be fine. Okay, thank you, Dojo. Right, I'll stick these seeds here so that I remember them. So what I grow in an allotment is saying they grow peppers, hot peppers, Savoy, cabbage, lettuces, beetroot, and celery, etc. Very nice. So really good range then. Rachel James Allotment is saying her local Aldi has adult pepper plants outside for sale. Very good. Yeah, I don't think I've got 2 big mushroom trays full of peppers because I've basically been invited to go to a I don't know what you'd call it really. It's a like vintage steam rally type thing, and I've been invited to have a stall there for free, which is very good because normally, you know, it's quite a lot of money to get this stall. So I'm sort of saving up all of my plants for a minute, which is why I've not been making too many videos about potting up stuff or you know, any of the plants I've been growing, because I'm trying to just sort of save them for now. Because I don't know if I did this or not, but there was a time that I said I was going to sort of film how I get stuff ready for sale. And that's why that video hasn't come out. It's because I've been saving everything I have. So Dojo's allotment specialist is asking what hot peppers does what I grow and an allotment have. Frank Coldwell is saying in his raised beds, spuds, strawberries, shallots, carrots, spring onions, Alyssa Craig onions. You can get Alyssa Craig onions. Sorry. Parsnips, 3 varieties, and a few dwarf beans. Lots more in tubs. Oh, and tomatoes, chilies, and peppers. Very nice. So everybody's got a good range of things. In my raised beds, I have parsnips, 3 onions, one of which has gone to seed. The other 2 are just too small to harvest. Some beetroot, some more carrots that I've just sown, radishes, spring onions, and then the ones I've planted today, pumpkins, bottle gourd, dragon tongue runner beans. Dragon tongue beans, sorry. And Bangladeshi beans. And those ones are from Monty. And in the ground, or actually in tubs and containers, I do have some strawberries growing, tomatoes, courgettes, and peas. And then in the ground, obviously, I got courgettes, tomatoes, beans, sweet corn, peas, radishes. What else? Some cut and come again salad leaves. A few different types of lettuce. I think that's it. And that's pretty much everything I'm growing. Obviously not counting everything I have in pots. I'd be here all day. I'll be right back. I'm not sure if having the light on or not helps at all. Oh yeah, do you like my tan line as well? It's like white is a sheet here, and then you can't really see it that well, I don't think. White is a sheet here, and then I'm quite tanned here. That just so what I grow in an allotment is saying they only grow what they eat. What have I missed? Oh right, here we go. So Frank Coldwell's saying Ring of Fire and Apache chilies. Doja's allotment saying mild peppers then, and hot peppers growing. He has super hot peppers growing Carolina Reapers. Wow. And what I grow allotment is saying yes, indeed. Otherwise, I can't handle them. Doja's saying lol. So Frank Coldwell's saying, okay, time to catch up with the Tour de France. Night over on. Thank you very much for coming along, Frank. Really appreciate that. I almost said France. Thank you very much for coming along. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you again. I didn't even know it was the Tour de France, to be honest with you. So this isn't going to be a very long live tonight because I've got loads to do still. I've got to put my chickens away because I lost a light Sussex chicken the other day. It looks like something grabbed her through the fence and strangled her, basically, because all of her neck feathers were gone. And it looks like something pulled her against the fence, and because the way she died, her feet were touching the fence still. So personally, I think something throttled her, which is a shame. Dojo's allotment specialist is saying like watching paint dry. He'd be more happy watching the veg grow. Are you talking about the Tour de France? Yeah, I don't really have any interest in it either. But to be fair, I don't have an interest in any sports at all, really. I've got better things to do. Yeah, I think it was because I sort of came up with a theory that day, actually, that the one that died was a light Sussex, was the other light Sussex hen's because she was the older one out of them all. She had a bigger comb, and she was laying, whereas all the other ones were just coming into laying. And same with the cockerel, he's sort of just maturing, which makes me think that perhaps she was their mother, but I'm not sure. Maybe the cockerel wasn't. I'm hoping the cockerel isn't related. But I've got my black Pekin, who's gone broody currently. She's sat on 6 eggs. A couple of them are, I think 2 of them are the Pekin ones. 2 are light Sussex, I think, and 2 are silky eggs. So that's sort of my test to see, and also where I'm just got to hope that the eggs are fertile. Because when did I put them? So 16th, I put her on the eggs. So I don't know what the date is today. What's the date today? The 21st. So they've been on 5 days, and I'm pretty sure it's 9 days before you can. Yeah, it's 21 days till they hatch, 9 days till you can see anything with the torch. Oh, are you saying the 21st? Yeah, I think it is about 21 days though as well till they hatch. Yeah, because it's 3 weeks till they hatch, so 21 days. So I've got another 4 days before I can actually see anything. Yeah, me too. I'm really hoping that they're fertile, because they might not be, end of the day. I've just got to hope they do. And I'm really, really hoping that the Light Sussex ones hatch, obviously, so I can do the test to see then whether they are, the hens are related and all or not, because obviously the chicks be deformed if the Light Sussex cockerel and the birds are related. And also one of the eggs is from the chicken that died or was killed, so it would be also sort of nice if you could, and I'm also hoping that I say hoping, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the silky eggs, because silkies are all fur of it. Well, they're more fur than feather, and obviously the Light Sussex are feathered. So that'd be interesting to see how a Light Sussex and silky crossbreed would look. Probably very ugly. So Roach James Allotment saying she has 6 AM Kamani chicken eggs and 24 quail eggs in the incubator. Very nice. Yeah, I need to get an incubator as well. But I've got a broody. She's doing it for me. So currently the broody is in. Actually, doesn't matter, because none of you know what that is yet, because I haven't uploaded the video, and I probably won't now, because I think the last live stream I did, I got the lemon. Well, after that, I got the lemon Pekin cockerel. He's nice, and he was in a rabbit hutch, but I don't think I'm going to upload the video I took now, because it's not very good. So he was in a rabbit hutch, but I've now moved him into that the really tall one in my chicken pen. It's got like a cage bit at the bottom, and then on top is the house. I don't know if you know what I mean. But anyway, he's in that now, and the broody hen is in the rabbit hutch. And I'm hoping that I'm also going to be getting a lavender cockerel very soon. I'm hoping. He's also a bantam. Oh, no, I think he's a Pekin as well, actually. The lemon Pekin cockerel, he's still only a chick, really, but he was trying to crow the other day. It was really cute. It wasn't really a crow. It's more of like a strangle. Yeah, it sounded like a creature being strangled almost. It was like. That's the best impression of it. It was like I walked in there and he was going. So it was a bit odd, but he was trying. But the Light Sussex cockerel, he's got a good crow. He has. Well, it's not the full cockrodoodle-doo. It's more like the cockrodoodle. Yeah, he's not quite got the last bit. It's just like, but it is really good, and it's a nice loud one as well. So I'm hoping that will sort of scare off predators, but obviously it hasn't, because I've lost the chicken, which is a shame. And we put her out in the field that night, and we came back in the morning, and it had already been gone. So the foxes, it just shows they are about. And this week, my sister lost the majority of her flock to foxes. So they are about. Which reminds me, I think I'm going to go shut my chickens away now, because obviously we've got the foxes, sort of around, and we've obviously got something else to strangle the hen. I am shutting them away 2 hours earlier than I normally would. Rachel James Longman saying not supposed to have a cook either, but have a cockerel either, but others have, so she'll keep it if it hatches, right? Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for coming along. Really appreciate it. Sorry this wasn't a very long live stream, but I've got loads to do today. I'll see you in the next live stream, I suppose. Bye.